to reflect on their faith, their relationship with family and the community, and also their commitment to those who are in need. I hope that most of us could make the most out of this month as much as possible, as we have pretty much nearing towards half of the holy month remaining. So ladies and gentlemen, please make the most out of what is left of this glorious Ramadan. To continue on with tonight's program, I would like to introduce Dr. Professor Peter Coldrake, the Vice Chancellor, to give a few words of wisdom. Professor Coldrake.
Thanks very much, everyone. I also acknowledge the traditional owners. And on behalf of QUT, I would like to welcome you all here to this very special event where you are breaking your fast as you do each evening after sunset during this whole month of Ramadan. This is obviously a very important event for all of you. It's also an event we understand the powerful significance and traditions attached to Ramadan. We also acknowledge the importance of that, and that's reflected in the attendance at this evening's event of a good number of QUT's most senior staff. Some of whom have been mentioned already: Ken Bowman, the Senior Deputy Vice Chancellor, Scott Shepherd, the Deputy Vice Chancellor International, Carol Dickinson, the Registrar, and a host of other colleagues from the senior executive team, as well as, of course, a good number of Muslim staff, including Akram here, and a variety of others. So we do welcome you, and we reflect for you, I hope, our respect for your traditions, which you are, of course, celebrating. The program says that I'm going to speak for 15 minutes. I've got really good news for you. I've nearly finished already. And I also note the unusual way in which this venue is organised. I'm speaking to the food, and you're out there and out there. So perhaps the event hasn't really been organised for the speeches, and somehow I understand that. The other thing I'd just like to say is that the chair has just mentioned the importance of family and community. And QUT is a large family, a large community, and there's a very powerful sense of community and spirit of community at QUT. We hope that you'll very much feel part of that sense of community here, and that you're really enjoying your time at this institution, whether you be a staff member or a student member. And I do congratulate those of you in the Muslim Students Association, staff members and others who have been responsible for doing so much work in putting this together, but particularly, of course, and in addition, I recognise Graham Bagley and his team in doing a lot of hard work in bringing things together. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Professor Peter Coldrake. To continue on the program, I'd like to introduce a very special person. He is a member of the Council of Imams in Queensland, and I'm sure many of you will know him from his weekly Friday sermons around Brisbane and elsewhere in Australia. Professor Sheikh Aslam Hussain has been involved in the Muslim community in his religious and social work for over 20 years. He is a founding member of the Australian Muslim Youth Network and also one of the board of directors of Hikmah Way Institute, a tertiary level Islamic education institute. Without further ado, I would like to introduce you. I would like to present you Mr. Sheikh Aslam Hussain.
السلام عليكم ورحمة الله. الحمد لله والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله the Vice Chancellor, to the distinguished guests of the staff of QUT, and to all the brothers and sisters gathered together here. Truly, as the Vice Chancellor just mentioned, we are very fortunate in this special gathering here at QUT, but we may not realize how fortunate we are until we look at another gathering, and that is the World Cup, the Soccer World Cup that just finished in South Africa. We all know, we all acknowledge how sports, it brings people together. It brings people together regardless of their race, nationality, or their religion. Yes, sports, it does do that, but there's something that brings people together in even a more noble fashion, and that is what QUT is about. That is the pursuit of knowledge. The pursuit of knowledge. Pursuit of knowledge is a universal pursuit. It is something that has brought all of us here together, regardless of the nationalities. I can see here Muslim students from Asia, from the Americas, from Europe, from Africa, from all across the world, coming to Australia, specifically to the Queensland University of Technology. What's brought everybody here together is a timeless pursuit for knowledge. And this is a heritage which, as we all know, if we go back to the Middle Ages, we see the history where people from all around the world used to travel to the Muslim countries in order to acquire this knowledge. We've all heard of the great scientists like Averroes, known in Arabic as Ibn Rushd. We've heard of Avicenna, known in Arabic as Ibn Sina, in Arabic as Ibn Sina. We've heard of Ibn al-Nafis. He was one of the earliest scientists to actually describe the human blood circulation in the body, in the human body. So this was the tradition of the pursuit of knowledge amongst the Muslims at the time of the medieval era. Now, before people from all around the world would go there, and would you believe that the book of Ibn Rushd, his encyclopedia on medicine, was translated centuries ago into Hebrew, into Latin, and into many other languages of the world. It shows to us that back then, science was in Arabic, in Latin, in Hebrew. Even today, science is still there in the modern version of Latin and English, in Hebrew, in Arabic, and in all the languages as well. Why? Because this is a universal pursuit of knowledge. The Prophet Muhammad ﷺ, he highlights the importance of the knowledge by mentioning, it's interesting, this saying of the Prophet, he says, when the son of Adam, or when the daughter of Adam dies, all their good actions come to an end except from three. And one of the three that the Prophet Muhammad mentions, he says charity that people continue to benefit from. Charity, you might wonder, what is the relationship between QUT and charity? QUT stands for the pursuit of knowledge, for imparting the excellence in all fields of knowledge. And this is a means to an end, and the end is charitable actions. And Ramadan, what is the relation of Ramadan to these charitable actions? As we see in the Quran, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentions that the purpose of fasting in Ramadan is to develop that special ability, and that is called taqwa. That taqwa, it is that ability in a human being to prefer the pleasure of God even above their own pleasure, such that they think twice before transgressing the rights of anybody. They strive to please God as they please themselves and the rest of the humanity as well. As Allah says in the Quran, the purpose of fasting, Allah says, Ya ayyuhalladhina amanu, O you who believe, kutiba alaykum as-siyam, fasting has been prescribed upon you, kama kutiba ala alladhina min qablikum, as it is prescribed to those before you. Why was fasting prescribed to you? لَعَلَّكُمْ تَتَّقُونَ, so that you may learn taqwa, that magic quality that brings the whole humanity together. That is the quality of piety. Fasting helps us to refrain from the strongest desire from dawn until dusk, for the sake of God, because God is watching us. As we are able to develop this self-control, consequently, naturally,